What it is, my 10 piece and grease here, and today's video a little bit different because something occurred to me when I was helping out some more new players last week, and it seems like I'm hearing the same complaints from new players all the time, which is everything takes so long to build. Now, agreed, if you played this game for any length of time, you probably don't pay too much mind to it, and if you're like me, you don't even really see it. But for a new player who grinds their heart out, earning their very first frame or their very first weapon, and they farm all the resources and they start the build time only to be greeted with 3 days on a frame or 12 hours on a weapon. It's very dejecting, to say the least. Furthermore, when you look at player engagement, this is one of those types of obstacles to newer players. When they see these types of build times, it's a big turnoff, particularly when they see that, oh, well, gee, if I pay, I can speed it up. So what can we do to combat both of these simultaneously? That's when the thought occurred to me about a build booster. Now, hold on. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, oh, crap. Peace is suggesting another microtransaction booster. No, not at all. On the contrary, in fact, I certainly hope this idea never becomes that. That's not at all what I am suggesting. We have plenty of boosters in the game now. In fact, we have probably one more booster than we actually need. But I don't ever want to see that happen. No. Instead, what I'm talking about is something similar to a login reward, but not. So what am I saying exactly? Okay, well, we all know that when you log into Warframe each day, you're greeted with a random reward for login. It could be any number of things. But here's my question. Why doesn't DE implement a build booster to every player that logs in and runs at least one mission? If a player logs in, runs at least one mission, boom. The build booster becomes active and everything in your foundry, no exception, gets a 10% increase to build time while you're active online. Now, obviously, there have to be some safeguards here so people don't abuse this. So let's say once an hour, you need to be running one mission because you don't want somebody turning on their CD or turning on their system or booting up Warframe on their PC just to walk away for, 12 hours. You don't want that. So if every hour there's a refresh and you've got to run another mission, you could probably even whittle that down a little bit more if you really wanted to, up to maybe 45 minutes or somewhere around the neighborhood. But furthermore, you could take this a step further by, if a player runs 10 missions, for example, when their build booster's active, they gain an additional 2%. So now everything in their foundry is building 12% faster. And you can extend that out to, say, a cap of, 5 kickers. So you do 10 missions, you get 2%, another 10, so 20. That's another 2%. You're up 4, 30, 40, 50 missions. You're up to another 10%. So now you're up to a total of 20%. Everything in your foundry is now building. Now, and that's not that much of an increase, believe it or not. It sounds substantial, but it really isn't. So if a new player comes in and says, well, everything takes so long to build, I spent this time grinding this frame and I finally got it, and then I went to build it and now it wants 3 days. Just tell them, hey, just play the game. As you're playing the game, you're going to have everything in your foundry sped up by 10%. Every time you run 10 missions, you get an additional 2%. I personally think this would be a really big step forward for player engagement for a lot of new players. If they run into that, they see that 3 days, and then they're informed, hey, if you're online playing, it speeds up. You don't have to pay anything. It's automatic. Every time you jump onto Warframe, boom, build booster. And I think that this would be a really phenomenal idea, really help with those new players out, and keep that player engagement. But anyway, those are kind of my thoughts and opinions on it. What are your thoughts and opinions? I love hearing from you guys and gals. I try to respond to every single one of you. And until next time, peace out.